There are a few things more satisfying than hearing the crunch of fresh snow under your feet, the crackling of fire, the snap from breaking the neck of the Norse god of fancy microbrews. All of these fantastic sounds and more can be found in the new God of War game. Hey everyone, Max here with another list video. Kratos' newest adventure is a fantastic trek through Midgard and some of the other realms in Norse mythology. The whole game was one awesome experience, but it left me with a few questions regarding the ending of God of War. And today, I'll be sharing some of these questions and some theories I have regarding those questions in list form. These questions are in no particular order. Now, let's get started with today's list. My top 4 lingering questions and theories I have about God of War. Number 1. What's going to be Loki's role in the story moving forward? At the end of the game, we learned that the name that Faye, Atreus' mother, wanted to give him was Loki. The lore basically told us that Loki is Atreus, from the fact that his mother is a giant, to the mural we see in Jotunheim, and even the events that took place in-game, which I explain in this video here if you want a better explanation. I'll put the link below. So, what does this mean for the story moving forward? In Norse mythology, Loki plays a significant role, being a huge dick. He has so many stories where he makes life a pain for the gods and any person who was in his immediate vicinity, which is what the God of War games are really all about, so it works out. He's already played his biggest role by being involved in Baldur's death. But he also plays a part in the creation of Hel, Fenrir, and the World Serpent. The World Serpent, according to the game, got slapped so hard by Thor during Ragnarok that he went back in time, even before his birth, only to wait for Ragnarok to happen again. Perhaps in the next game, Atreus will find the snake as an egg, or as a smaller version of himself about to be eaten, and maybe rescue the snake. The snake does say that Atreus looks familiar to him. Now, I doubt that Atreus will impregnate anyone and raise Hel, so I don't know what her role will be in the future. And then there's Fenrir, which I think could play an interesting part in the story where Kratos and Atreus could find Fenrir as a pup and raise him throughout the next game, only to have him as a full companion during the last God of War game. Or they could pull a Phantom Pain, where they find Fenrir as a pup and fast forward a few months. They could also rescue a larger wolf from some sort of trap, which could return the favor later by helping the father-son duo defeat a large enemy. I would rather they have Fenrir as a friend rather than a foe. But I guess a battle against a large wolf would be cool, I guess. Number 2. What's going to happen to Atreus' god powers? Besides seeing how Atreus will grow from a story standpoint, I'd also like to see how Atreus' god powers could manifest. Atreus is probably not going to have his father's physical strength, seeing as the trickster god has never been portrayed as a huge powerhouse. But who knows, we do get a glimpse of what seems to be Atreus activating a form of Spartan rage just like Kratos. But instead of simply going with superhuman strength, it would be cool to see Atreus manifesting illusion magic or shapeshifting powers, since that's what Loki used in the Norse legends. There is a slight nod to this when Atreus asks his father what his god powers are. Atreus asks Kratos if maybe he can turn into a wolf, so who knows, it could be something he picks up. I'm sure Santa Monica Studios could probably work any of his shapeshifting forms into puzzle-solving mechanics. Illusion magic could be used to confuse and distract enemies more than he already does. One more thing I'd like to see addressed concerning Atreus' powers is, what are the voices in his head? Also, Atreus can listen and talk to the spirits of the dead. I hope that they tell us why in future games, though I'm sure they could just say it's because it's one of his god abilities. But it would be cool to see this power grow and be expanded on in later games as well. Number 3. How is Freya going to get her revenge on us since she can't directly attack us? At the conclusion of the game's cinematic fight against Baldur, Kratos does what he does best, and adds another god to his expanding list of kills. Needless to say, Baldur's mother Freya, who spent the fight trying to break up the brawl, does not take it too well and promises to
I will rain down every agony, every violation imaginable upon you. I will parade your cold body from every corner of every realm, and feed your soul to the vilest filth in hell!
Damn, Freya does not play around. Now, that just raises the question, what terrible fate does she have in store for Kratos? She can't harm any living thing because of the spell that Odin placed on her before the beginning of the game, and is probably why she didn't straight up murder Kratos during the fight. There's no doubt that she's the most powerful god we've met this far. She's extremely proficient in reanimation magic, bringing Mimir's head back to life and even using the giant Gungnir's body as a huge puppet. And I'm sure that's only a small tool in her arsenal. At the end of the game, Mimir informs us that while we were in Jotunheim, she appeared to him and asked him for the whereabouts of her Valkyrie wing. So not only is she the most proficient magic user in the 9 realms, but she is more than capable at melee combat. Let me tell you, the Valkyries resulted in way too many deaths. Now, just imagine what they could do with Freya's magic. Rest in peace, PS4 controllers. Number 4. Is Kratos going to die? At the end of the game, while walking around in Jotunheim, our heroes discover a mural left by Faye. The mural depicts all of the adventures that the father and son duo had just gone through, from meeting the world serpent to fighting a dragon, and even the conclusion to the fight with Baldur. Atreus, in his excitement to reach the final destination, runs on ahead of Kratos, after which Kratos and the player are shown a piece of the mural that was covered up before, in which we see Atreus screaming in agony while holding the body of a deceased Kratos. Everything in the mural was right so far, so why would this be any different? In my opinion, there are 3 ways to look at this. 1. Kratos will be killed towards the end of the saga, at which point we'll assume control of Atreus and will continue the God of War series with him as the main character. There seems to be a black smoke that is coming out of Kratos and is going into Atreus. This black smoke could be Kratos passing on the mantle of the God of War onto Atreus. 2. Kratos isn't actually dead and instead is just injured, but by the looks of the mural he has something lodged in his head, making this the least likely scenario. And 3. Kratos is dead, but if we remember anything from the past games, Kratos has a habit of not staying dead, and instead could just make his way out of hell. We could even see Atreus freeing his father from hell. Wait, that's 4 scenarios. Anyway, that's my list. Got any questions or theories of your own? Share them in the comments below. If you liked the video, leave a like if you want to. If not, that's cool. But if you did like the video, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be making more list videos like this in the future, along with other types of content. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.